Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Donna here, back again to play with my crafts a little bit more. Today I'm going to be doing a Christmas wreath. I think, well, it is the 13th of August, so it's probably time to think about Christmas, don't you think? Really, seriously. But anyway, the stores are thinking about Christmas already. I'm going to be doing a bubble wreath. I've had quite a few people ask to see more of the bubble wreaths. It's a great technique. It's a good technique for beginners. It's not difficult, and it makes such a pretty wreath. I have some pretty red and white striped mesh. I'll show it all to you when we get down to the table. And I'm going to be using a 14-inch wire frame from the Dollar Tree and pipe cleaners. And then at the end we're going to put together the first bow I've ever used the Easy Bow Maker for, and I think it's called a Laura bow, and I think it's got like 2 loops on one side, 1 loop on the other. So we're going to give that a try too. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video. If you get tired of watching me make bubbles, you can probably just speed through them a little bit, and we'll meet you at the end. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to put you down to the table, and we're going to get started on our Christmas bubble wreath. Be right back. Okay, here we are down at the table. I have my mesh, which is this red and white striped mesh. It's fairly lightweight, so that's why I think this will lend itself for a good bubble wreath, because if you used it like in a regular poof method, I think you'd see through it too much. But we're going to try a bubble wreath today. A lot of folks have asked for more tutorials on the bubble. It's really one of the easier wreaths to do, and it's quite forgiving, and it uses your whole roll of mesh. So I have my mesh, I have my 14-inch frame from the Dollar Tree, and I have some pipe cleaners, and I'm sure I'm probably going to need to cut more, but I didn't want to cut too many up front. I'm using white, and it doesn't really make any difference what color you use because they don't really show. So to start off, you're going to gather the mesh at the end like you would start off any wreath. And I'm just going to lay it here, and I'm going to use a zip tie and go under and up. And you probably need 2 zip ties for this, one for the beginning and one for the end, okay? Okay. And this you can just kind of push underneath. Now I started it like at a crossbar, you can see. Now what I'm going to do is to go out just like I was going to make a poof. I'm going to use 10 inches. I happen to be right here at my 15-inch mark. So I'm going to go 15 to 25. 15 to 25, and I'm going to bring it back and put it right next to where I put the last one. In there a little better, okay? Take my pipe cleaner. I'm going to go from 15 to 25, bring it right back up where I started from. Take my pipe cleaner, and I'm going to go around the middle 2 rings on the frame. And I'm pulling it right up tight towards that crossbar, and I'm going to give it a few good twists. And then we'll do it again. And they slide all over the place in the beginning. that they'll tighten up. And right up tight to the one before it. Pipe cleaner. Around the middle 2 wires. Pull it up tight. And give it a good twist. And usually you get 5 or 6 in this first section. You don't get as many in all of the sections because they begin to take up too much room. You want to keep the opening of the mesh on the bottom so that you can puff your bubbles out. And you can already see how they, you can see on the back, this is what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go back and just give these a little fluff out. And you can see how pretty already. And even though it's a very lightweight mesh, you can't see through it because they're right next to each other. Oop. This is pretty. I think it's going to lend itself to be like a candy cane wreath. And I don't really have a candy cane sign at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put one more in here. But we can always add a sign later. The other good thing about a bubble wreath is that it doesn't require, I missed that one. It doesn't require a lot of ribbons. You know, so many wreaths require 3 and 4 rolls of ribbon, and very honestly, the ribbon gets very expensive. And I know you can get some good deals on it. But there's really no space to put ribbon on a bubble wreath. There you go. There's 6 in that first section, and I'm going to move on to the second section now. So you don't have to use so much ribbon. We'll put a nice bow on this, but that doesn't use as much as putting 18 12-inch pieces all over the ribbon. Now what I'm going to do is take the one I just did, and I'm going to twist the one I'm just doing now to it, and that kind of tightens it up right there. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I love it already. And if these bubbles aren't exactly the same, it really doesn't make that much difference. You want to get them as close as possible. And I'm using the overhead because I can't really put my camera down on the counter. I'm using my mesh roller, and it would be in the way. I'd be hitting it all the time. So I think you can see it pretty good up here. It really does show the bubbles up nicely. I think better than from the side. Oh, I'm loving this. Loving this. Now some people use zip ties for all of these, and of course it would keep it tighter in the beginning. They still will slide though. You still have to crowd them in there in order to make them not slide. I find zip ties somewhat awkward to use, so I prefer to use the pipe cleaners. Okay, I'm going on to the third one. It's fairly quick to do. We're already on the third section, and I'm pulling it right up tight to that bar. I'm going to twist it, then I'm going to twist it with the one I just did. So I'm twisting the first one in the new section to the last one in the old section. Okay? This also would be good to have some, maybe some Christmas ornaments. I think you can put, you can get ornaments in these little sections. But truthfully, that bubble is so attractive on its own. You don't want to take away from it too much. So is everybody getting antsy to start decorating for the fall season? I know I am. And I mentioned a couple of times we're getting new kitchen countertops and a new kitchen sink. And so I'm really kind of waiting until that mess is finished. And right now, I think they're coming this Thursday for the installation. So hopefully, by the weekend, we'll be able to get things put to rights and start some decorating. I do want to get back up to another Dollar Tree because they didn't have all of the flowers I was looking for at this one. I've seen some people haul some really cute ones that this particular one didn't have when I was there. I almost got that a little twisted. There we go. And I need some more leaves, because I think my next project is going to be that centerpiece, the fall centerpiece with the scarecrow that I showed you last time. I'll show you when I finish, in case you missed it. And so I need some leaves along with the florals. I'll insert a little clip here later on that shows you the hallway here. And I've only got one of the boxes out there in the hallway, but it's sort of like if I'm going to take them down, I better use them quick, empty them out so we can put them back, because there's not a whole lot of space. Isn't this beautiful? This is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to go and get my nails done, and so I might shoot to a Dollar Tree then. This is going around the middle two, you can see here, the middle two rings. Ooh, some thunder. How unusual. Well, not really. It's every day and every day. I think we've had a lot of rainy weather here. And I think a lot of you folks have had it during the earlier spring. But I think we're like almost 9 inches ahead of where we're supposed to be for this time in August, which isn't too bad unless we get a tropical system come through. And I don't mean a hurricane. Heavens, we don't want one of those. But we do still get tropical rainstorms and, you know, maybe even a light tropical storm. And they dump a ton of water. And so the problem is, with having this much up front, we haven't got a whole lot of places left to put it. I might have to cut a few more. I think this is really one of the prettier bubbles I've ever made. The mesh is so pretty when it's bunched up like this. I'm in the last, well, I can do one more in here, and then I'm going into the last section. Again, I'm wiring the first one with the last one. And I think I'll need to cut 2 more. And if you heard that noise just then, that was the end of the mesh coming off the roll. I'm not sure where I got this mesh. I got it last year. So let's see what we get here. I bet I can get just 2. Or maybe 1. Another piece of tape. Okay, I'm going to go right to the end of this, leaving myself just a little tail, and give me 1 more bubble. So this piece, I'm going to scoot down underneath. And just fasten it again with another twist tie. Let's see if I can get it through here. There's so many bubbles, it's hard to get the twist tie through. There. Now look at that. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. And this is all the mesh that I have left. I love it. So, I think what I'm going to do is try to make just a nice little bow to go on this. I mean, it's so pretty, you could use it just like it is. But I'm going to put a bow on. So let me get this area cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to bring out the Easy Bow Maker and see what we can try. I think I'm going to try what they're calling a Laura bow, I think. I think that's what it's called, but we're going to give it a try anyway. And we'll call it a bow. Be right back. Hold on. Okay, I have the Easy Bow Maker here. And this is the first bow I've ever made on the Easy Bow Maker. So let's see what happens. I've got 3 ribbons that I'm going to try. This is a pretty one. This is red with gold. I think that came from Costco or Sam's last year. This one is kind of cute. Looks like it has some candies on it. Don't have too much left of that one. And I have this striped one here. So let's see what we can do here. Now I'm going to use the little spool. I think it's a pretty good thing. I know a lot of folks don't bother to use it. Now, I think the bow that I want to make has 2 loops on one side and 1 loop on the other. So we're going to start with the tail going this way. And I'm making my tail 8 inches. And now on this side, I need to turn it over. And I'm going to make my loops 6 inches. So I'm going out to the 6. I'm coming back. Going down in between. And I'm going to twist it. Okay, going out to 6 inches. Come back. Down between. Twist it. About the 6 inches, come down between. Making sure they're the same. Okay. And I'm going to cut it off. Maybe. There we go. All right. Let's try this one. Now the tail started here last time, so I'm going to start the tail over here this time. And I'm going to go back out to about 8-9 inches. Twist it over. Out. I'm going the same distance, the 6. Twist it. think I'm going to run out of ribbon on this one, so we'll see. I think I can just get the next loop in. Let's just see. Oh no, it's more. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this time 2 loops are on this side. Tail on this side. Twist it. A loop on this side. Twist it. A loop on this side. Twist it. A loop on this side. And let's see, I had 2 over here, so the 2 are over here, okay? Then I think I'm going to go back in with this one more time. One more loop here. Cut it off. Okay. Now I'm going to use, and that's the problem I find with these, you have to hammer them in, but sometimes they still don't stay. I'm going to use a florist wire because I'll probably need some links. Just lifting it enough to get this underneath all the pieces. She says. I'm going to take this and hold it. I really like using pipe cleaners more because I can get them tighter. Let's see what we have here. Let's see, look at this one over here. And if some of your tails seem to have gone backwards, we can fix those. All right, so I could fluff this for another hour and a half if you'd like to watch. So let's put this over here, the wreath back over here, and I'm going to try to go down between two of these ruffles, bubbles, and I want to get to the frame. I got one. Two. I think that looks pretty good. Now you have red ones together because we put the red on twice, and that's okay. I was looking for that to be the focal point, and then just have these other ones as accent colors. Let's just do some trimming here a little bit. There you go. Let's see. I think that's pretty. And like I said, you could add signage to it if you want, or just keep it with just the pretty bow. Okay, I'm going to go hang it on the wall or hang it on the door so you can get a good view of it. And I'll be right back. Hold on. I thought I'd give you a little peek of my corridor here. You can see I've got some wreaths and some boxes sitting there. My wreath stand with my fall wreaths on it are over here. I do have one thing out. I have a little pumpkin on a tray. And I do have a couple of others. We'll do an all-around tour when we get done. But here's your bubble. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. I just love the bubble technique. It really does make a pretty wreath. I did see I had some gold poinsettias that I might utilize in here, but I'm kind of liking it just like this. Sometimes you overpower these things so much that you take away from the wreath. Bow came out pretty good. I love it. I love it, love it. Oh, it's not even fall yet. Guess I can't put this out quite yet. But it will be out before too long. So that's about all I have for you today. I will get a couple of pictures and show them at the end. So I'm just going to say a quick goodbye. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks so much for subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it. And if you're new here and would like to subscribe and see what other trouble I can get into, hit that subscribe button and the bell. And we'll be back again shortly. I'm going to go shopping next time. Talk to you later. Everybody, play nice now. Bye-bye.